Welcome into the Barclay Radebaugh Show, sponsored by Crew Chevrolet. Kevin ORourke alongside the head coach of the Bucks, Charleston Southern at 2-2 through 2 weeks of Big South play. CSU gets set to head on the road at Gardner Webb on Wednesday and then host Longwood on Saturday night. And coach, a one-on-one week for you guys. Really good bounce-back performance against PC and then a game against Asheville where you really controlled most of the game. One of their guards, Rousey, had an unbelievable performance late to lead them over the top. What'd you take out of this week?
Well, we knew it was a big week for us. We needed to play well against Presbyterian after not playing so well against Winthrop at Winthrop, and we certainly accomplished that goal. And I thought it was one of our better performances, particularly in the first half. And then the Asheville game, we did so many good things, Kevin. We out-rebounded them by 9, and we had 17 assists. We shot 47% for the game. We simply didn't execute the last 3 minutes. And we're up 11 with a little over 4 minutes to go, and weren't able to finish. And certainly it was a disappointing loss, but it's a long conference season, and I would much rather be sitting here at 3-1, but we're not. We're 2-2, and long way from being over, and it just makes our road a little bit more difficult.
It's a journey, as you've said, and that continues this week at Gardner Webb Wednesday. First up, a team that's given you guys some problems the last couple of years, very different stylistically from what you guys like to do. A big challenge going on the road there.
It really is. They're the most physical team in our league, and they've played really, they had a great week last week to win at Winthrop and then to win at Presbyterian after getting off to an 0-2 start, which included 2 home losses. So their backs were against the wall, and they performed well. They got back to the Gardner Webb style that we had seen in previous years, and certainly they're very, very physical, very big and strong, and those types of teams have been a challenge for us.
Charleston Southern was able to bounce back last Wednesday against Presbyterian. We'll move into some highlights of that game. The Bucks coming off a loss against Winthrop, looking to regroup against PC, and you guys really did, as you said in the first half, probably about as well as you played all year on both sides of the ball.
We really did, and we came out with the energy and the enthusiasm that we really needed, and just a great crowd and great enthusiasm for a Wednesday night, and just off to a really good start, making a lot of shots, and again made 10 threes in the first half, penetrated well, shared the ball well, just played a good half of basketball.
You mentioned the assists against Asheville, and that was an area you did a good job against PC as well. You shot 62% in the first half, 13 of your 21 field goals assisted, and that's one thing you guys have done a good job of pretty much all year is taking care of the ball.
Yeah, we really have. It's been our best year taking care of the ball. Our assist-to-turnover ratio is really the best in our league, and you can see some examples here of great ball movement. Having threats on the perimeter causes long closeouts by the opposing team, and we're able to penetrate and share the ball. And Will has just been on fire through the conference season from 3, and certainly that's a tough shot by Paul, but kind of when you got it going, that's a shot that you make. And great ball movement by Will there, and a nice finish by Cedric, who's playing very well. Great to see Cedric playing well. Sa with a good finish to the rim, and just sharing the ball and playing the way we would like to play, with a spread floor and making the extra pass and knocking down the three-pointer.
See Matt Kennedy draining one there. He had 21 points, second 20-plus point effort of the season. Sa Nimley was excellent as well. And then defensively, you guys did a great job on Jordan Downing.
We really did, and a lot of credit there to Arlon and Matt. They switched off on Jordan. He's certainly one of the better guards in our league for sure. And we did a great job chasing him off screens, making him take difficult shots. He took 12 shots in the first half, and he was 3 for 12, and then didn't even shoot in the second half. So we know Jordan is a terrific player, and real pleased on the job we did with him. Great finish there by Ali, and a great execution by one of our interior post-up plays.
Bucks out-rebounded PC. They were plus 11 on the boards in that game. And mentioned Matt Kennedy, Sa Nimley, it's only a matter of time before he's going to get it going, and he really had a good game against PC.
He really did, and a great finish there by Bakari, and certainly an emphatic finish to a quality game by the Bucks.
So CSU beats Presbyterian 95-58. Bucks hosted Asheville this past Saturday, another entertaining game with the Bulldogs, and we'll get into that after this. You're watching the Barclay Radebaugh Show, sponsored by Crew Chevrolet. Welcome back to the Barclay Radebaugh Show, sponsored by Crew Chevrolet. Kevin ORourke alongside the head coach of the Bucks. You just saw some highlights from CSU's win over Presbyterian last Wednesday, and then Saturday, UNC Asheville came to town. You guys have had some really good games with them the last couple of years. New coach on the sideline for them. They came in playing really well, and it was a heck of a ball game.
Oh, credit Asheville. They've won coming into the game. They've won 7 out of 9, and it played very well, and kind of had to retool their team after some injuries. And Nick has done a great job of coaching that team.
Kind of neck and neck throughout the first half. Came into the game knowing the two focal points for Asheville, their point guard Andrew Rousey, and then down low DJ Cunningham, probably the best big man in the Big South. You guys did a pretty good job on Cunningham in the first half, really for much of the game.
Yeah, we did. We out-rebounded Asheville by 9, and one of the key things that we talked about before the game was not allowing them to get the second shot. They had thrived off getting second shots, on attacking the offensive boards, and doing that well as a team with their size and with their athleticism, and 2 offensive rebounds for the game. That was just a terrific job by our guys, and not such a good job on Rousey. He took 10 free throws in the first half. We left our feet. We lacked a little bit of defensive discipline not to foul the jump shooter. We never want to foul the jump shooter, and we want to stay on our feet defensively with shot fakes, and when people attack the rim, we want to be the second to leave the floor and get up and contest cleanly and efficiently, and we just didn't do that. He shot 7 free throws he shot a total of 10 free throws in the first half, 7 of them off defensive mistakes.
It was a one-possession game for almost the whole first half, and you mentioned the free throws. They were 17 out of 20 at the line the first half, so that was certainly part of that. Late in the half, Sheldon Strickland got hot, 3 straight threes for him, and he shot the ball great this year. Overall, your bench is really putting up points. They outscored him 45-15 for the year. I think you're plus 300 points, so your bench is getting it done scoring the ball.
Well, we do. We bring some offensive weapons off the bench, and Sheldon is a guard that could start a lot of places in our league, and we know that, and what a valuable asset that he is to our team coming off the bench. And then Will has just been terrific off the bench. Cedric is playing very well off the bench now, and so we feel that depth is really a strength of ours, and one that we're trying to use in a more efficient way.
So Sheldon Strickland, 3 threes the last 2.5 minutes of the first half. You guys are up 3 at halftime, and then you're able to build that lead early part of the second half and really throughout much of the half. What did you think of the way you played those first 15 minutes of the second half?
It was some of the best basketball that we've played this year. Just the efficiency offensively, and to be able to build the lead and then to maintain the lead through the first 15 minutes was really a testament to the way that our team was playing, and our readiness for the game, and our game plan developed by our assistant coaches was really solid, and we felt really good about it.
You mentioned Cedric, 13 points for him. Malcolm Bernard gave you some good minutes off the bench too. For Cedric, what's the key for him being more consistent going forward?
Just finishing, not fading away from the rim, attacking the rim. He's a 6'6", springy athlete, and when we get Cedric in the mindset that he needs to attack the rim and initiate contact rather than avoid contact, he's one of the most effective finishers in our league. And Malcolm has just really played well the last couple games. He had the slight knee surgery, or the small knee surgery mid-season, and he's just now rounding back into some cardiorespiratory fitness that will allow him to play the number of minutes that we want him to play. We really like him defensively, and we think he's a gifted passer, and Malcolm's going to be a big part of our game plan through the rest of the season.
So Charleston Southern up 11, about 4.5 minutes to go, and Rousey had 35 points. He gets 11 in their game-ending run as they come back to win the game. What did you think went wrong for you guys, and how can you get over the top in some of those close games going forward?
Well, the first thing is picking up Rousey in a way that it doesn't allow him to dribble down and be comfortable. And after a miss, we want to pick up at half court. After a make, we want to pick up full court. And I thought that we lost our concentration a little bit late. We allowed him to get in a rhythm, and a lot of it was our fault. We didn't pick him up at the right spot on the court. We allowed him to dribble down and take a couple uncontested threes, which with a scorer, when you see the ball go in a couple times, then you start to get in a rhythm. His last couple shots were contested, but he was in that offensive rhythm where he thought maybe that he couldn't miss. And certainly a disappointing finish to what was a really solid performance for 36 minutes and a chance to be in first place in the league, and just a disappointing last 4 minutes. Give some credit to Asheville. They never quit. They kept plugging and plugging and plugging and pushing and kept the pressure on us. But certainly a game that we felt like we were in control of and wanted really badly to finish. Offensively, just a couple mistakes late and some missed free throws. And if we just simply hit our free throws, then we win the game by a couple points, even with the barrage of threes that they hit late.
So Charleston Southern falls to UNC Asheville 80-76. Bucks look to regroup this week at Gardner Webb Wednesday, host Longwood Saturday, and we'll talk about that after this. You're watching the Barclay Radebaugh Show, sponsored by Crew Chevrolet. Welcome back to the Barclay Radebaugh Show, sponsored by Crew Chevrolet. Kevin ORourke alongside the head coach of the Bucks as CSU gets set to hit the road again Wednesday at Gardner Webb, and 2 overtime games with them last year, 2 close losses. Would have to think you guys are excited to go up there and play them again.
Oh, sure. This is a tremendous challenge for us, and to come off a disappointing UNC Asheville last 4 minutes and then to have to go there, what an amazing challenge. Their physical play is certainly something that we have to ready ourselves for. The intensity that they play at is a real challenge, and it's tough to play there in Boiling Springs. They have a great home court advantage, and Tim has done a really good job of allowing that team to adapt to his personality while at the same time keeping some of the things that Gardner Webb was successful with last year. And so we know it's just a big challenge for us.
We know they get after it defensively, really good against the 3. They're holding teams below 30% from 3-point range. Obviously, you guys are filling it up from 3. What makes them so good defending the 3, and how do you counter that?
Well, just their mindset. They're a tough-minded team. They're a tough-minded group. And Coach Holtman instilled that the last couple years, and Coach Kraft has really built on that and done just a really good job of keeping them motivated defensively and getting them to believe that that's the way that they're going to win. And it's been a successful formula for Gardner Webb for a couple years, and they're continuing to play it with that physical style.
And then 2 players for them offensively. Tyler Strange, their point guard, does a really good job of running their offense, and then they got a transfer from Texas A&M and Najee Hibbert, who can really score the ball. Yeah,
I tell you what, this Tyler Strange is the epitome of a point guard. He controls the tempo, he controls the game, he gets them in their offensive sets. He's a spicy defender, and then Hibbert has been a nice addition for them. He's a higher level athlete and is shooting the ball at a really nice clip for them. And they have a nice team. They really do. They play a very competitive non-conference schedule and got off to a little bit of a slow start in league play, but they're rounding into the team that we thought they would be.
You definitely find stuff out about your team throughout the course of the season. Would think after Asheville game Saturday, you're probably eager to see how your guys come out against Gardner Webb.
Yeah, it's a challenge for us. Nothing's easy. Nothing in college athletics is easy. Even for the undefeated teams right now in the country, they've been challenged, and we've been challenged. We aren't off to the start that we had hoped for, but I wouldn't take a bunch of dirt and throw it on us yet. And you know, I would continue to and fight for this team and our fans to get enthusiastic about this team and where we're heading. And we got off to a really good start last year, and then finished the season 5-4 and won the regular season championship. And it doesn't matter where that streak of games comes; it just needs to come. And if we get off to a little bit slower start and then have a nice streak to end the season, if we have a streak midway through, you just got to keep battling. Just got to keep battling. And the teams that keep battling are the teams that are going to be good in February, and the teams that kind of cave in right now and give in to the pressure and give in to some disappointment are the teams that aren't going to be successful in February where it really counts. And I got tremendous faith in our guys. Our guys are fighters, they're battlers, and just when you think we're backed up against the wall and we can't come out, then our guys typically the last 3 years have come out and really fought even that much harder. And you know, so let's see what happens. And I wouldn't put us in the grave and pile a bunch of dirt on us yet.
You get Gardner Webb Wednesday, come back home. Longwood on Saturday. They've struggled at times this year. Really good guard though in Lucas Woodhouse. What do they bring to the table?
Well, Gardner Webb, Longwood is a team that is extremely efficient offensively. They're just terrific. They have terrific guard play, and we know that Longwood they've been in a lot of games. They've really fought hard, and our Longwood game last year was difficult up there, and we know that's going to be another difficult. Every Big South game is a difficult game. there's not an easy Big South game. And so we're anticipating a 40-minute battle with Longwood, and we'll be back home on Saturday night, and we'll be ready to go. And I hope we have a packed house, and keep supporting this team. This team, we're gonna be good. When we're good, when we can move past being good into very good, I don't know yet, but I know that this group will battle and fight, and we will be a factor in the conference race.
Certainly a fun atmosphere in there for the Asheville game on Saturday. Almost always is, but it got loud there in the second half.
Oh yeah, just terrific. Our students are just off the charts. And interesting article in the Myrtle Beach paper last week where Coach Ellis, the fine coach from Coastal Carolina, is challenging his fans to be more like Charleston Southern. I mean, that's what a compliment to our guys and to our team, and from a veteran elite coach like Coach Ellis to say that. Just it's fun to play in there. I love playing in there. I love our students and our boosters and our supporters come out in masses, and what a great home court environment, and we're looking forward to having that same thing on Saturday night.
So Charleston Southern heads at Gardner Webb Wednesday night, 7 o'clock tip in Boylan Springs. Back home Saturday, as we just said, they host Longwood, 5:30 tip at the Buck Dome. Make sure to come on out and support CSU. For Barclay Radebaugh, my name is Kevin ORourke. You've been watching the Barclay Radebaugh Show, sponsored by Crew Chevrolet.